Hi boys and girls, hello parents. I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Mrs. Rojas. I will be teaching kinder for your children this summer break. So we are giving you this binder. It's a big binder, so please don't get scared. It is a lot of pages, but we're not covering everything on here. There are some things that the information is really good, but I'm going to actually be covering that for you and with you. Okay, and I'll explain the Friday day just because we only have school Monday through Thursday. Okay, and the times for that is 8 to 2:30. Okay, that's the times that I'll be available to assist you or your child with any help that you might need. Okay, so if you do notice on your binder, you have what it says first grade. Yes, all kinder kids are getting the first grade binder because our goal for this summer program for our bilingual students is to actually get ahead, okay, to get a little bit ahead and become familiar with what is to be expected for first grade. Okay, so they're getting a little heads up, right, with what's coming in first grade. Okay, so let me explain. You do have the table of contents on your binder. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is actually recording the lessons by day, and I will be sending all the parents the link to this video, which is on my YouTube channel, which is Mrs. Rojas e-learning. You will get the link through text. Okay, all you need to do is click on it and it'll take you directly to the video for the day. Okay, please do not feel that you have to do it all in one sitting. I am going to provide you with a schedule for your child that you can use. You adjust the schedule as you see fit for you, for your home. Okay, my suggestion is to have like a little workspace, a little area for your child to sit, even if it's at the table or near the sofa somewhere, but to have all their materials that they need ready. They are going to be getting a yellow bag. It's an enrichment bag. Inside the bag there's little books and there's like scissors and different little materials in there that the program provided for you and for your child to use. So please take advantage of that. All right, it's an awesome program to be part of. So the first few pages you really don't need to worry. Okay, what I suggest you do is, and I did mark it for you, I marked your reading, your math, your science and social studies sections with little tabs. Okay, like mine is marked with these tabs. Okay, you don't need that many, but this is me just to prepare for you, right, and for your child. So the main pages that I'm going to be following start on page 13. This is the actual lesson by day. Okay, and that's for every week. So you have week 1 for reading, and then here it has day 1, 2, and 3. Then 4 and 5 on the back. Of course, day 5, I'm going to kind of cover with day 4, so you can do that yourself on Friday. So you'll already kind of get the idea of the lessons and how it flows. And let me tell you, the lessons aren't that long. So, but we're giving you enough time, right? Then you have week 2 for reading, and it goes on by day. Okay, and this is all in English and in Spanish. The Spanish section is divided by this clear sheet. Dice español, and here is el español. Okay, then you have week 3 by days as well. Then you have week 4 by days as well. Okay, these starting on page 21 all the way through page 28, those are additional lessons, suggested lessons that you wish to continue after we're done with the 4 weeks. Go more than ahead. You're more than willing to do that. Go ahead. Okay, it's great practice for your child. Page 29 through 32, those are your math lessons, just like I showed you in the reading, and I marked those off here. And page 37 to page 40, that's your science and social study, and it's by week. Okay, the same way, week 1, 2, and these are shorter, 1, 2, and 3 and 4. Okay, and then of course you have your additional lessons for those subjects as well. Okay, now this is where it starts on page 45. This is where we're actually getting the activities we need that they're telling us here, that we need to cover for you. Okay, So it's going to start on page 45 for you, okay? So on page 45, you have what's called, it's called Amplify, okay, which is right here. Amplify. This is what I'm going to be doing with your child every day on Zoom, Monday through Thursday, AM or PM. Remember the times to choose from. And that's for phonological awareness. And this is for phonics, okay? We're listening for sounds, we're counting words, okay? Things like that. So there's little games that we're going to be doing. You can also do that any other time as well with your child, and it's fun, okay? And it tells you exactly what to do here on the side. It gives you the title, okay? And then it tells you what grade it's for, and then it'll tell you what it is, what they're actually doing, decoding words, writing words, and then the words here tell you exactly what to do, okay? So we start off with those. We do two, one for phonological awareness and then one for phonics. And then what follows on page 53 on, that are all the books for reading. This is what we're going to be covering, okay, for our reading lesson, okay? And then it continues into your math, okay? And once we get to math, I'll explain math, and math starts on page 175, okay? And of course, it has a timeline for you to follow. This is what I'm going to be following, okay? And I'm following the actual lessons that I showed you along with the reading lessons, which were on the first few pages here, which was on page 29 to 32. Those are your math lessons that I'll follow, and they all fall under this section, okay? So what we're gonna do is go ahead and start with our reading lesson, okay? So let me go to my lesson. So for reading today, we're going to do phonics. We are going to be doing a phonological awareness activity. We're going to be going to page 46. And parents, here it tells you what page you need to go to. Okay, so remember again, I'm on page 13. This is the lesson I'm following for day 1. That's Monday. Okay, so go to page 46. We're going to look for that game, find specific sounds, okay? So page 46 in your binder, okay? So go with me, page 46. Okay, now for the game, 46, it tells you, find specific sounds is the first game. We're targeting grades K, kinder through second, okay? And we're isolating beginning and ending sounds. The activity says, have your child and other family members listen for words within a specific sound in family conversation or a television and radio program, such as words that start with the S sound, which is the S, or that end with the K sound, which is the K. Have your family members share their heard words and list them on a piece of paper. Okay. So I changed that activity a little bit. You can choose to do that at a later time by having your child listen to maybe their favorite cartoon, a television show that maybe you and your family watch together. Okay, that'll be up to you. But for the sake of this lesson, I actually have my team, we actually have this poem activities that we're going to be covering. They're called Syllable Stories, okay, and that's going to help with sounds and words to look for that have the same sound. So that's what we're going to be searching for. So it's the same thing, but I'm using a specific activity for that. So listen to the words. We're going to pick the words and write them down the best we can, or even just remember them and recall them. Okay, and I'll list them here, okay, on the board. You can use your journal. You guys are getting a journal pad, okay? You can write in there the same words that I'm writing here, okay? All right, so this is the story, okay? It says, Beto is a baby. His grandpa has a boat. Beto and his grandpa go searching for Betty. Okay, so one more time. Beto is a baby. His grandpa has a boat. Beto and his grandpa go searching for Betty. Okay, so by listening to those words, which ones are the ones that had the sound. Okay, so we're looking for those words with the b sound. Okay, so one word, if you recall, was, and then write it down if you have it already. I'm gonna write it down on mine. Was Beto, has the B sound, and it's a name, so it has a capital. Then we had Beto was a what? Baby. So we also have that sound. B. The beginning, it's an initial sound. And then it says, his grandpa has a boat. If you recall, it was a boat. And it has a b sound. And then it said Beto again, so I'm not going to write it there. It already had it 2 times, his name. Okay? And his grandpa goes searching for Betty, and Betty is an actual name as well, and it has the b sound. Okay, so that's one of the games you're covering for today, which is your phonological awareness. Okay, that's a good idea. If you turn on the television shows or radios, you know there's a lot of songs that have those words that have the same sound. It can be in the initial or it can be the final sound. Okay, you decide which letter you would like your child to search for within that TV show or that radio station, okay? And have fun with it. Let's see who comes up with the most, okay? And write them down. That's great practice for your penmanship. Okay, on the lesson, the next activity tells me to go to page 49. And this time we're going to look at phonics. And we're looking for the beginning sounds, page 49. So go to your binder, page 49. Okay, so then we are doing beginning sound isolation individual letters. Okay, so for this one, it's a lot, so I'm not going to read the whole activity. You can always go back and read it, but since I already studied that, I already know what we're going to do for that activity. Okay, so all we're doing here, and I'm going to give you an example so that way you know what to do for the next time you do it. Okay, so I'm going to say 3 words. These words all start with the same sound. Okay, your child is going to need to repeat the words first back to me, and then tell me a color like red, white, blue, right, pink, yellow, purple, any color that they know the name of that has that same beginning sound. Okay, so for example, if I have the word, and I'll write them down, pig, penguin, and let's see, porcupine. What is the initial, the same sound that you're hearing here? Which is in the initial, say p. Good, okay. Tell me what color has the same p sound. Okay, any color that has the same p sound. Oh, so if you think, and it's right here, pink. And the color we're actually using, purple. These both colors have the same p sound as those 3 objects there. Okay? Understand? Okay. So now, I'm going to erase these. You can always pause it. Always pause the videos. If you're not done writing, you can always go back and pause. Rewind it. That'll be up to you. Okay? Next one. We're going to do one more, okay? Let's say I have the word ring, roller coaster, and rabbit. Okay, what's the same sound? Okay, what are my colors that have the sound? Oh, I only have red. Okay, that would be my color answer. Okay, all right, and that is it for that activity. You can keep going. Think of 3 more words. Let's say maybe let's do the b sound. Okay, think of 3 words and then have your child answer the colors that have the b sound. Okay, great fun for your phonics. All right, now back to my lesson. So for my lesson today now, for reading and writing, okay, because you are going to need to write, so make sure you have the journal pad and a pencil or a crayon to write with. Reading and writing, choose student, chooses a book from home, or reads what vibrates. We're going to use the activities from here. You can later on use any of the books, maybe from the yellow bag or one of your favorite books you have at home. Okay, then we're going to be reflecting. It says caregiver asks the student to name a new fact the student learned from the book. So something that's true, something you can prove that we are going to read in the book. And then respond. The caregiver asks students to draw and write about what was learned and encourages students to draw and write about more than one fact. Okay, we're going to talk about a fact that you learned, and then I'm going to ask you to write down maybe another fact or something that you learned from the book. Okay, so now the book says we need to go to page, and it tells you right here, 53. So in your book binder, go to page 53. Okay, and we should be seeing this story right here that says what vibrates. Okay, so the first page 53. I'm going to turn it. There's really not much anything to hear other than the title, which says what vibrates, right? You see different what? In the beginning, instruments, okay? So now I'm going to take these sheets out and I'm going to be placing them on my board just so it could be easy for you to view and easy for you to follow with me, okay? What I ask you to do is with your finger, I want you to track each word. We're going to glide or slide our finger under each word, and you're going to repeat after me, okay? This is great practice for recognition of any sight words that you really can't pronounce, right? You really can't break them down, right? So there's a lot of our non-negotiable words, okay? So follow with me. Ready? The boy plucks a string of a guitar. Plucks. So show the action. What vibrates? Twang. Right? Okay. Then I go to page 4. The guitar string vibrates. This is how a guitar makes a sound. Right? We've heard it. We've seen a guitar maybe. When something vibrates, it's moving back and forth very fast. So just like this, right? In this picture, you can see that the string is vibrating. Vibrating guitar string, and they're pointing that diagram right here to that. All of the things in this book make sound. Every sound comes from something that vibrates. The thing that vibrates is the source of the sound. Look at the things that make sound in this book. Can you guess what vibrates to make the sound? Okay, so if you have these two images here, which one do you think will vibrate to make a sound? If you say both things, you're correct. Sure. If you put the radio on, you turn the volume on, guess what? These speakers, you can put your hand, you're going to feel movement because the music and the sound is vibrating right through that speaker. The drum, you hit the drum, what's going to happen? It's going to feel a vibration, which will then make a sound. Okay, go to the next page. Voice, just what we use, right? To speak. Guitar, clock. Okay, the girl bangs the drum. What vibrates? Boom, right? Those are the sounds we can hear from those instruments. The drum skin, that's what they actually hit. The drum skin vibrates. It is the source of the sound. The skin is on the front of the drum. The girl hits the drum skin to make it vibrate. That is how a drum makes a sound. Okay. The clock rings. It is time to wake up. What vibrates? Ring. Right? So vibration right here. The bells, right? The bells on the clock vibrate. They are the source of the sound. The bells are on the top of the clock right here. The little hammer, you notice that, hits the bells to make them vibrate. That is how a clock makes a sound. You sing, speak, or yell. What vibrates, right? She's saying, hey. So if you put your hand here on your throat, what are you feeling? Hey. When you speak, what do you feel? So put your two fingers here. Hello. Hey. Hello. you're feeling your throat, right, moving back and forth. It's causing vibration, which actually has your voice box, and it helps you with speaking. So you have your vocal cords. The vocal cords vibrate. They are the source of the sound. Vocal cords are inside your neck, which is just what we were touching here, right? Gently. When you use your voice, your vocal cords vibrate. That is how you make a sound. Again. So go to page 17. Put your hand on your neck and hum. You might feel your vocal cords vibrating. 18. A radio can make many kinds of sounds. You can hear music or voices. What vibrates? Once again, go to the next page. The speaker vibrates. It is the source. Remember, that's like the one that we had at the front. So if you put music on and you have it volume, what are you going to feel? Vibration. It is the source of the sound. The speaker is the part of the radio that makes sound. Page 20. Many other things have speakers too. Some speakers are hidden inside. So guys, if you didn't know, your TVs, right? Laptops, on our computers, right? We have those speakers. Even on our cell phones, we have speakers, right? Okay, so all these products. All speakers, just like this one, vibrate. That is how a speaker makes a sound. If you put your hand on a speaker, just like over it, you might feel a vibrate, just depending how loud it is, right? Every sound comes from a source. Every sound comes from something that vibrates. That is how a sound is made, right? Okay, go to the last page, 23. Look for things around you that make sound. So around your house, outside, right? When you're driving somewhere, think about all the things that you're able to hear, right? Because those things actually have a sound, a vibration that you're able to hear. They're making a sound, okay? What vibrates here? Dog barking, the crickets chirping, right? The cow mooing, you have a bell that goes on the bikes, maybe a bee, right? A bumblebee, a bell, a whistle, right? So you have different objects, different things that actually do provide the sound because of that vibration, okay? So then we have our glossary of words, which are words that were mentioned here. Let's go through them. Source. The source is just like what they mention here. We know that it's coming from somewhere, right? From something. That's what a source is. Speaker, the part of which is this one. You can see the picture. It's on the radio, television, right? Our phones or computers, right? They make the sound. That's where we hear it come out from, actually. Vibrate. We already know vibration does what? It moves back and forth very fast. And then vocal cords. What did they show on the diagram, right? Of the little girl right here on our neck. We have vocal cords and they vibrate when we speak or sing or yell, right? Okay, so that is it for the book. So in our lesson, it tells us, boys and girls, that now you're going to I'm going to ask you to name a new fact that you learned from the book. So from reading the story, what is one thing that you learned? Okay, tell me one fact, something that you can prove, because that is what a fact is. If I were to have answered that, I would say a fact, something that's true that I can prove, is that my laptop has a speaker. Is that true? Yes, I can go back and read this part because it says many things like laptops have what? Speakers. I can prove that. That's a fact. Okay? So now, I want you, boys and girls, parents, you can help your child with this. You can draw, okay? And then write about what was learned, okay, today in the story. And I want you to challenge yourself. I want you to actually come up with one more fact. I said it out loud. You shared one with your parent as well. Now I want you to write it down along with your drawing of something you learned. If you want to draw instruments, write a sentence that all instruments make sounds. Can you prove that? Yes, you can go back and prove that. Okay? So that'll be your assignment for your reading lesson for today. Okay? All right, that is day 1. All right. If you would like to pause the video for now, you can. On your student schedule, I did set up your math until 10:45 to 11:45. You get about an hour. So for now, we would have Zoomed at 10. And then at 10:30 to 10:45, you can take a break or a snack. And then we would start our math. So what I'm going to do is move on ahead to my math. If you would like to stop, you can pause the video now. And then you can always fast forward to this section when I start my math lesson. Okay? Math also is not going to be a long lesson. All these lessons are fairly short. They are fairly short, which is very doable. And you can just follow along with me. And you can keep going, like I said, or pause. I would pause, take a little break, okay? And you can start off with math, okay? All right, so now for math. So what I'm going to do is look in my math section for my lessons. My math lessons start on page 29. So go to page 29. So on page 29, day 1, for my math, we're going to read Zern Topic A, Lesson 1. We're going to look at the word problem lesson. That's on page 178, and I'm just reading what's on page 29. So I'm going to go to page 178, and I'm going to help understand how the word problems work, okay? Now, this is a note. Caregivers, parents, the answers are in the sheet, the paper. So you can just follow with it, and it's easy for you to understand how to actually show your child how to break it down. Okay, it's easy to follow. And after that, your child will work on page 190. Okay, they will complete lesson 1. Okay, so for now, parents, caregivers, go to page 178 in your math section. Okay, we're gonna look at the first word problem. Okay, and I'm gonna put it up here so you could see. So I'm on page 178, right here. I'm looking at this lesson right here. The answers are already there for you, okay? So I'm going to kind of cover them for now so we can write them right here on the board, okay, and work it out. It says, John, Emma, and Alice each had 10 raisins, okay? So let's pretend these are my raisins. I'm going to bring them down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Those are 10 raisins, right? And there's 3 kids, John, Emma, and Alice. John ate 3. So what I'm going to do is bring John's down, and I'm going to label John on my paper. Okay, you can use a scratch sheet of paper to do this, okay? So John, or the tablet that we gave you to write in, okay? And then it says Emma ate 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is Emma. Okay? And then it says, and Alice ate 5. So Alice ate 5. 1, 2, 3. Don't have enough. 4 and 5. Okay? And that's Alice. Okay? So now it says, oh, because they each had 10. So I don't have enough of the objects, so let's just say that they each got 10. Okay, so I'm going to bring these down. They each had 10, 10, and 10. Okay? All of the same. So John, we know they said he ate how many? He ate 3. Okay? Emma, they said she ate how many? She ate 4. And Alice ate how many? She ate 5. Okay, if you do have objects enough, you can use 10, 10, and 10. It'd be easy for them to separate, or counters, okay, or beans. You can put 10, 10, and 10, right? And then you can start taking away from there. It's easy for them to see. Okay, now what we're going to do is, how many raisins do they each have now, right? After they ate their amount, how many are they left with? Write a number bond and a number sentence for each. That's what we're going to do here. Okay, so, oh, I just scratched it. Okay, so to make 10, what other number can I have here in order to make a 10? So I already have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know 7 would be my other number bond. Okay, so I have 4 here. What other number do I have left? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would be 6. Oops. And she ate 5 already. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 would be my other number bonds. So now I have my number bonds that make a 10 for each. We use what they ate already, and the other number is what was left of it, okay? So now I'm going to make a number sentence using those number bonds, okay? So I'm going to say 10 because that's what I started off with. They ate how many? 3. What were they left with? 7, okay? This one, I had 10. How many did they eat? 4. What did I have left? 6. Here, I started off with 10. How many were eaten? How many were left? 5. And this one, you can also look at it like a fact family as well, okay? All right, so here you have your math bonds. Okay, so now parents, your child and you will go to page 190. So I'm gonna put this here for you to follow. So go to page 190, and that's gonna be your first lesson that you will do, okay, for your math, okay? I am going to do one with you, and you will do the other 3, okay? Just to be fair, and this is the ones that we're gonna also want pictures from. Any of the work that you have done, completed yourself, we're going to ask for pictures so we can check and making sure that you're understanding your assignment, okay? So let's look at number 1, okay? These 3 that will be left, it's the same thing. You just have to look at the numbers. The numbers are what change, okay? All right, so it says, let me use a pencil. Read the match story. Make a simple math drawing that with labels. Circle 10 and solve. Okay. Bill went to the store. He bought 1 apple. So I'm going to underline that. 9 bananas and 6 pears. How many pieces of fruit did he buy in all? Oh, in all. So what does in all mean when you're hearing that as keywords? That means a plus, right? That means we're plussing these. So it tells me 1 apple. They drew 1 apple. They labeled it. 9 bananas. We drew 9 bananas. They labeled it. And 6 pears. They drew the 6 and they labeled it by pears. Okay? So now I'm going to convert that into the numbers. And you really don't need to because they're there for you. You just need to bring them down. 1, 9, and 6. Now, we are going to circle what gives us 10. We want to make that number 10, okay? This makes things a little bit easier when we're solving. So I know 9 and then 1. If I circle that, that gives me what? 10 right away. So right away, I'm bringing that number down, 10. What number is still left here? 6, okay? So now 10 plus 6 gives me, if I total it all together, 16, right? So Bill bought 16 pieces of fruit, okay? All right, let's